Hey everybody. So you may be wondering, Argent, didn't you do a stream somewhere in there? Yes, I did, but it was a disaster. Basically, what happened was I forgot to switch my Eastern HQs to aggressive mode, so they were stuck on non-aggressive mode, and the problem with them being on non-aggressive mode is they weren't actually attacking. So it gave the French like 2 full years to basically get ready for war. So I did that, and I decided to bite the bullet and invite Italy into the Axis powers. So hopefully Italy will join in. Or actually, I don't need Italy to join in just yet. But they're part of the Axis powers. So there we go. I have some more soldiers. So I need to build up the southern front now. And you may be going, Argent, the southern front? What the hell? I have plans for the south. At the moment, the Soviet front isn't bad, actually. I have to keep a certain number of divisions there to keep them from sneak attacking me. So I'm not going to do what I did in the last game and redeploy like the entirety of the Eastern Front to France. But yeah, Paris has fallen. France should surrender in a matter of days at this point in time. Let's see here. These will all be redeployed to the southern front. A couple panzer divisions. So what I like to do when I fight Russia is I'm going to go through Yugoslavia, Greece, and Turkey, which I guess is kind of what I do different than what the Germans did historically. Because if you can conquer Turkey, that opens up another front. And you don't really have to seriously commit to it. You just kind of have to send some troops to harass the Soviet border. There we go. We enforce the fall of France. So we have the Vichy regime now is set up. Let's see here. I can probably get rid of this whole theater now. Let's see here. OB West. So I'll divide this between the southern front, who will take over, I guess, all that area, and the northern front. So they'll each take about half. Do I really need that many on the western front? I like to leave a lot of soldiers on the western front because if America or Britain lands and you don't have a bunch of soldiers there ready to go, it's a complete and unmitigated disaster. So I'm just going to get rid of Theater 2, OB West. Or can't I get rid of it yet? Let's see, I'll detach that. Okay, that's second theater. I want to get rid of OB West. Let's see here. Okay, can I get rid of OB West now? No, why can't I get rid of it? Fuck you. Okay, well, I guess I'll just leave OB West for the moment. How the fuck do I get rid of this? This is bugged theater mechanics. Anyways, so I'll give... I can't pronounce that word. Uh-oh, the Soviet Union's mobilizing. That's never a good sign. So, let's see. I could redeploy some of these troops to the east. Yeah, I probably have too many divisions here. So, I'll grab about... let's see, 30 maybe, and I'll send them to the Eastern Front. If for no other reason than just to kind of shore up my defenses over there. And, yeah, have a bunch of guys in the south getting ready to invade Yugoslavia. So let's see here. We'll make a... Have you been watching Twin Peaks? No, I haven't. I tried. I watched the original. I didn't really get why it's as highly regarded as it is, I'm sorry to say. I mean, I thought it was okay, but I'm sorry, I don't really get it, to be perfectly honest. It was just kind of like okay, but I'm sure I'll get a lot of angry people over that. Because for whatever reason, that show has a super loyal fan base. But nah, I've never been a Twin Peaks fan. Reactionary review. Actually, I have a reactionary review I kind of want to do, which is Baby Driver, which I watched last night, which was excellent, by the way. If somehow you have a chance to watch Baby Driver, I highly recommend seeing it. I know the title kind of sounds weird, but it's a really good movie. I really recommend it. I guess it's the most like Drive of any movie that it's kind of similar to, but it's a lot better than Drive. Problem with Drive is just kind of boring. It's kind of minimalist, that kind of thing. But yeah, so I kind of just wanted to finish this. I might do a DSP stream at one point. I've written a song kind of commemorating the end of KO Gaming. It's like it's called Goodbye KO Games. So I might do that. I haven't decided if the end of KO Gaming is worth a whole stream or if it just should be the song. Pack refusal. Why won't Bulgaria join the Axis powers? I guess it doesn't want to join in once we go to war with Russia. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Let's see here. What happened with DSP? Well, DSP killed KO Gaming. He's announced he's not going to make any more quality content for KO Gaming. It's over. The era of KO Gaming has now reached its end, sadly. So, yeah, I mean, as I've said, I actually kind of liked KO Gaming. It was, I guess, the only thing DSP's done in kind of years that I think actually had some like actual unironic quality to it. But he just was like, I don't want to do it anymore. It's too much effort. And it was too much effort. Like, he literally said, it's too much effort to put up the stuff that people give me. Because people were just sending him in the KO community submissions bullshit. And he's like, it's too much effort to, like, watch them and then put them up. Like, I don't even have to make shit. People are just giving me content. And that's just too hard. It's just too much work. And yeah, that's just kind of what happened with DSP recently. The level of laziness of not letting people, not even taking people just doing shit for you is like the craziest stuff ever. Have you seen Silence? No, I haven't seen Silence. I don't know. Maybe I'll see it at some point. I didn't really have much of a desire to see it, to be perfectly honest. It received like super mixed reviews. A lot of people said it was really good. A lot of people said it was absolutely wretched. So there we go. We had another 30 divisions to the Eastern Front. And it's not bad. I kind of want to maybe add a couple more before we go to war with Yugoslavia. Oh yeah, game month is over, so that's good. I think that's kind of one of the big things soon. Let's see here. I'm just gonna conquer Luxembourg just so it'll be gone. And actually, another front I want to resolve is Switzerland. So I'm just gonna go to war with Switzerland quickly and set up a puppet government, because at this point in time, I just want to get rid of as many of these. I need to puppet as many countries as possible to just keep stealing money. Vichy France, I intend to just leave neutral for the remainder of World War II, there's no reason to annex it. It's a useful buffer state. So, okay, there we go. Let's see. Is there any strategic resources in Bulgaria, or like should I even care about adding it on? Oh, there's no, that's Romanian oil fields. Does KO Gaming mean King of Gaming or Knockout Gaming? It was flexible. It could have meant either one. So. Yeah. So yeah, I have a pretty good number of soldiers here. I don't know if I have enough to go to war with the Soviets, but I have like other shit I want to do. I normally delay war with the Soviet Union as long as possible just because there's a lot of other things that I think are kind of higher priority. Jelly Crocodile says, Happy Canada Day. Yeah, I did a, I was actually randomly at Nathan Phillips Square because Abstract and I went to see Baby Driver the other night. So we randomly happened to be downtown, and I got to see part of the Canada Day concert where they had the Bare Naked Ladies. If you don't know who the Bare Naked Ladies are, I don't blame you. I wish I didn't know who they are. They're just some random, like, mediocre Canadian band. Basically, what happens with the Bare Naked Ladies is they are with all these like random Canadian bands. Canada has very strict Canadian content laws, and it requires a certain amount of Canadian content, quality Canadian content, to be played. I think is kind of how to describe it. So because they have to play a certain amount of quality Canadian content, they just pick a couple bands that aren't like that shitty, and they just run them on the radio. So that's kind of partially how Justin Bieber got so popular, because he was like semi-popular, and because he's technically a Canadian artist, they just run him constantly on Canadian radio stations. So yeah, that's kind of what happened with him. So let's see here. So Switzerland is now a puppet of ours, so they should be giving me some resources. Actually, let me see if it shows how many resources we have at the moment. Let me think if there's any Bare Naked Lady songs that people might have actually heard of. There's Lying in Bed like Brian Wilson did. Maybe people have heard of. I guess their most famous song is If I Had $1 Million. Is probably like the only song you might have heard of by them, but yeah. Excuse me. But yeah, nobody really gives a shit about Canadian bands. It's kind of typical. Canada, as I've said, is weird. It's one of the most jingoistic countries in the world. It's also one of the most self-hating countries in the world. And these two things kind of exist simultaneously. Let's see, OB West. So I want to go to Blitzkrieg stance because these guys are just going to try to overrun these countries as quickly as possible. So let's see here. So I want to set up a client regime in Yugoslavia, so we're going to attack right away. And Yugoslavia should fall in a number of weeks. It shouldn't take particularly long. I don't know about taking Denmark. The problem with taking Denmark and Norway is it just adds a lot of coast that you have to defend. So yeah. Ruff is asking latest book recommendation. Well, give me something more to work with. What kind of book are you looking for? Fiction, non-fiction, history, political science? Maybe just a bit more background. Audible had a sale a couple weeks ago, which was the Great Courses series. So they had 2-for-1 on any Great Courses books. I can recommend pretty much any Great Course books. I kind of love all of them. But yeah. So I got a bunch of those. The rise and fall of Soviet communism was really good. I'm currently going through military disasters, which is pretty neat. Military disasters was pretty cool just because I hadn't known about some of them. Like, I had known the Battle of Tannenberg took place, and I kind of knew the results of it, but I hadn't heard of, like, what exactly had happened with the Battle of Tannenberg and the Missourian Lakes. What are kind of some other things that he talks about? I didn't know what the Battle of Red Cliff was. I didn't know that much about the Athenian invasion of Syracuse, which is a bizarre episode. Why the Athenians thought it was a good idea to invade Syracuse, like on the other side of the Mediterranean, God only knows, but for whatever reason they thought it was a good idea, and it led to basically their defeat in the Peloponnesian War, just because they wasted so many soldiers and so much manpower on ships on a completely worthless endeavor. But yeah, that was a military disaster. What else does he talk about? The siege of Petersburg, the Battle of the Crater, which was pretty interesting. Argent, have you ever been to the USA? Yes, I've been to Boston 3 times. I've been to New York. I've been to Washington, D.C. 2 times. I've been to Chicago 2 times. I've been to Colorado, and I've been to Los Angeles and Maine. And I think that's what I can think of off the top of my head. Places I've been in the United States. So Kaiser Bill is now dead. May he rest in peace. And we have a bunch of rocket artillery that's ending. I probably don't need to keep building as many divisions as I am. So I'll stop building cavalry. I don't really need more of that. Stop building infantry. I have lots of infantry. I don't really need that many panzer divisions. I kind of have a fair number of panzer divisions as is. I don't really want to blow all my manpower on that stuff. Let's see. I'll build some close air support because close air support are always useful. There's no situation under which having more aircraft is not good. I'll build some tactical bombers, some naval bombers, a bunch of interceptors. Yeah. Are you a Molinist? I haven't, like, I've tried to read about that, but I kind of get really bored during that whole thing. So I've never really gone through the whole Molinist thing, to be perfectly honest. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was something to do with salvation theory, but I don't really remember. Has my job gotten any better? It's just been a slow week. I started to apply for other jobs. Who knows if it's going to get better or it's not going to get better. I just think I should start looking for an exit strategy. Because if things all just, like, work out and this whole thing is just kind of resolved, then that's good. If none of this is going to get resolved, then at least I have some place to escape to. But, yeah. There we go. Yugoslavia is now officially a client state of mine. And I'll get them to join World War II. And Yugoslavia should start giving me resources. So the next country we're going to invade is Greece. And Italy, it looks like, has fucked up the entire invasion of Greece. So I can only conquer Greece. I cannot add Greece as a puppet state. Let's see. Will Bulgaria join the Axis? Let's see here. Invite to faction. Okay, finally Bulgaria is going to join the Axis powers. Let's see. Romania is nowhere near joining the Axis powers. So honestly, I'm just going to invade Romania and set up a client state there so I can gain access to their oil fields. Vichy France is going to be left neutral. I'm going to see if Japan will join the war now. So they can help to maybe fight the Royal Navy in the Far East. So let's see here. Yeah, my economy keeps falling, coming to a halt just because of lack of resources. So hopefully invading some of these random countries will help out. The Soviet Union is still my biggest trading partner, which will probably eventually be an issue, but oh well. Okay, Italy finally seems to be having some success. I'll bring Italy into World War II once they've finished off Greece. Create Croatia. For whatever reason, you can't create Croatia in this game. It's kind of annoying, to be perfectly honest. Okay, Romania should be defeated in a matter of weeks. That was one of kind of, I guess, the more bizarre things in World War One, when the Romanians thought it was a good idea to join the Allied powers, despite being basically surrounded by the Axis. Sorry, I mean the Central Powers. It's, yeah. Let's see here. Why people tend to leave the Swiss alone? Because Switzerland has... Let me try to explain Switzerland. Switzerland is a conscription state and it has a very high rate of gun ownership. So pretty much every male in Switzerland has military training. Plus, Switzerland is mountain. It's pretty much entirely mountain. And they had built a very elaborate system of defenses. Yeah, they had built like a huge they had like hidden traps in the mountains. They had just kind of all kinds of stuff like that. So I'm going to invade Turkey next. Let's see, Second Theater. And I'm going to bring Italy into the war so Italy can help me out in the Middle East. I did puppet the Swiss. Switzerland is a puppet of Nazi Germany. Do you think Hitler would still be a leftist today in today's world, or do you think he would have joined the alt-right? Probably joined the alt-right, I guess. But yeah, I think in Switzerland it was actually the law that every citizen would own a firearm. Just because Switzerland really had kind of the tradition of citizen soldiers. So Switzerland doesn't really have that much in the way of natural resources. So kind of if they wanted to invade Switzerland, it would just take a lot of time and manpower for very little real gain. So, yeah. We've also occupied the Channel Islands. Yeah, Switzerland actually had a referendum on mass immigration, and the people voted down the referendum on mass immigration. Like, they actively just said, no, we refuse. Let's see here. For some reason, they're all being redeployed to the Soviet front. Yeah. I'm actually fairly close to being able to invade the Soviet Union. I'm not really sure when I should try to enter that war. Let's see how my Army and Navy are at the moment. Oh, I have no Air Force. I still have a fair number of I only have 5 battleships left. Wow. I'm really falling behind the naval race. I do have a huge army, though. Probably too large an army, but I still have a fair amount of manpower. Yep, I'll stop building. I don't need any more artillery brigades. I'll finish off that run of rocket artillery. Yeah, I don't need any more of that. Maybe a couple more panzer divisions, but mainly I just kind of want to preserve manpower now as reinforcements for when I finally start fighting with Russia. Because Russia's going to take a lot of manpower. It's going to basically devolve into a brutal war of attrition. That's pretty much what always happens. Okay, there we go. We finished all the next level of technology boosters. I still have no access to rare materials, which is a pretty large problem. But, yeah. Get my military doctrines up to snuff. And, yeah, and prepare for the invasion of the Soviet Union, which is the ultimate goal. God damn, the resource shortages are a big deal. I do seem to have a small advantage over the Soviets at the moment in terms of manpower on the Eastern Front. Who knows how long that would actually last, though, once we start the warfare. Okay, so infantry warfare. Get my infantry up to snuff. I may just have to sneak attack the Soviet Union, which I don't like to do, but if I kind of have a bit of an advantage, then I might as well kind of press it. Why don't I use more racial slurs? Because that's the fastest thing that gets you shut down. Is if I start dropping N-bombs. I'm not going to invade Spain because that just adds a massive coastline, to be perfectly honest. Like, invading Spain is a huge additional coastline, and you always get invaded by the British. And it's not really worth it. I should be able to win in the Middle East, especially once Turkey has fallen. So there we go. Upgrades are coming along nicely. I should have another round of battleships soon. I'll probably just set... I'm going to set my navy to prepare mode. I'm not going to bother to use them in the main part. I could invade Scandinavia, but there's no real purpose at the moment. We have a bunch of submarines. I'll just keep producing them. There's no reason not to. Good. Okay, so the Japanese are actually having some success in the Far East. There we go. Turkey is now a puppet state of the Axis. So I will call them to war, and Turkey will help me finish off the Middle East. Let's see here. So yeah, Turkey should be helping me deal with just some of the stuff out there. Let's see, I don't really need more diplomacy. I do need more officers because I want to have the largest qualitative advantage possible. Do you have the option to genocide people in the game? No, not really, unfortunately. They didn't put that in because people get super triggered by stuff in Paradox games. Like, China is... the Paradox games are banned in China because they show China as being multiple countries. And for whatever reason, China being multiple countries means China economy not strong. So yeah, in this game is actually banned in China. And it's like how Germany doesn't have the swastika. Because if Germany had the swastika, this game would be banned in Germany. And understandably, the company wants to make money. Paradox needs money to fund its stuff, so they just don't. So, let's see, battleship stuff. keep researching more battleships, and hopefully I'll be able to build some more soon. So on the note about Germany, Germany has officially legalized gay marriage as of yesterday. It's ironic that they decided to do it on Canada Day, but it kind of makes sense, honestly. Have you played Stellaris? I tried. I have to try it again. I just really vomited when I saw the user interface. But that's kind of like every Paradox game, so that's not really a... it's not really something, I guess, to complain about. Let's see here. Yep. Merkel did vote against it, actually. Merkel voted against gay marriage, saying that marriage is between a man and a woman, which is really surprising. I guess in that aspect, she's not as bad. Maybe she voted against it because gay marriage is against Sharia law. That's an interesting... It's an interesting question, why she voted against it. Maybe it was so that the Christian Social Union wouldn't leave the coalition. Bavaria's kind of fucked because they have to be in coalition with the Christian Democrats. Because as shitty as the Christian Democrats are, the alternatives are worse. So... But yeah, as I've said, I'm friends with Earl of Grey, and he really hates Prussians and Northern Germans. He just sees them as the scum of the earth. Bavaria is actually pretty... Yeah. Okay, so Greece has been conquered by Italy. Oh, cool, it's part of Italy now. Sweet. So the Middle East has fallen. Japan has conquered the... Oh shit, if Japan conquers the Philippines, then that means that America's entered the war. That's not a good thing. That means I'm kind of fucked. I'm going to have to defeat the Soviet Union soon if I want any hope of making it through World War II in one piece. There we go. I'm done with the rocket artillery. Is it true there's no free speech in Canada? No, there isn't. What they used to do, and Mark Stein kind of broke the back of these, but they have something called human rights tribunals, which are an extrajudicial, tribunal. It's kind of like a military tribunal, and basically what happens is if you say something politically incorrect, they're able to issue judicial sentences without due process. So they can do stuff like they can give jail time, they can force you to read books, they can make you do community service at mosques. So if you just don't like somebody, you can complain about them to the Human Rights Tribunal, and you can more or less ruin their lives and make them do cruel and unusual punishments, which is just kind of how things work in Canada. Once again, it's not as big a thing anymore, because Mark Stein sued them and won, and kind of that established the judicial precedent that broke their power to a large extent. But yeah, there's no free speech whatsoever in Canada. Canada is just behind Germany in terms of how repressive they are. Canada is probably the most pro-gay country on earth. Let's see, I can invade the Soviet Union any time now. I'm not quite ready. I'm just finishing off some technological research and building some more units, and I should be able to invade. Okay, Potsdam is almost finished. Was battleship technology done yet? Yes, battleship technology is done. Good. So I'll build 10 battleships, I think. And I need some more light cruisers. Hopefully once the Soviet Union's fallen, some of my resource issues should take care of themselves. The Soviet Union has a lot of resources. It's pretty much, it's the main thing that they get to make up for a lot of other shitty stuff. Okay, so Blitzkrieg is being upgraded. Good. Keep upgrading all my military doctrines. I should be ready for a war with the Soviet Union pretty soon. Okay, good. Infantry is almost completely modernized. What's happening in the Pacific? Okay, Japan seems to be winning there. Okay, mechanical computing. Okay, improve that. Decryption. Argent, is it true that they can take your kids if you're a Christian candidate? Yes, they passed a law in Ontario recently that says if your child is transgendering and you don't like let them take the surgery and support them, then yes, they can take your children away. That law was recently passed in Ontario. That's just how shitty Ontario is. It's just a clusterfuck here. It's a disgusting province. I should leave at some point in time, but it's like, where are you gonna flee to? I guess I could try fleeing to the south where it's full of fucking Mexicans, but nah. It's kind of a difficult proposition. There's not a lot of places left to run to. So yeah, if you have children, yeah, the government can take them away. If they feel that you're not being suitably enthusiastic about their transgendering. But that's the future we chose. Ron Paul tried to warn us, but we ignored his warning. So hopefully it be happening. Yes, bestiality was recently legalized as well. It used to actually be illegal, which is shocking, but Oscar Feinstein points it out. Yeah, it's legal now if you don't penetrate. It's illegal if you penetrate, but it's not legal if it's non-penetrative sex with animals. I love that they bothered to make that distinction. Like that someone actually thought down and was like, it's kind of inhumane, but if they don't penetrate, I guess it's okay. That's just kind of the things they go up with. Argent, do you think pedophilia is the next leftist movement? Yeah, because they have to get more extreme. They have to continue the revolution. So. At some point, it's going to happen. Okay, twin engine airframe. Where the fuck did my... Where are all my soldiers? Are they all down here? Why are they having so much trouble invading Kuwait? Just go into Kuwait and finish this front. Okay, good. Kuwait is now a province of the Greater German Reich. So yeah, so there's actually been people who have started to troll about pedophilia. So they've started to add P, like in the LGBTQ. So they've added a P to the end of that for pedophilia. And some people, like, they actually succeeded in trolling people into accepting that on YouTube, on Twitter. Wait, what the fuck? Where are all these guys going? What the fuck? Okay, well, anyways, I gotta get these guys to go back there. The theater AI in this game is fucking atrocious. I'm just too lazy to manage it myself, so yeah. I remember there's a case in Waterloo where basically what happened was there was a kid who drew a picture of his father with a gun shooting a monster in kindergarten. So they went to the father's house and they strip searched him and they arrested him because his kid drew a picture of a gun. Now it turned out that it was actually like a toy gun, like a laser gun, and they were just playing. So you aren't allowed to play like shooting monsters with your kid. If you do that in Canada, they can take your kid away. And that's just kind of the logic of the Canadian government. So let's see here. We're ready on the Eastern Front, more or less. Oh, I still have some upgrades to finish. Large bomb, more aircraft upgrades. Upgrading my artillery. And I know I keep saying this, but we actually are almost ready to go to war with the Soviet Union. I could probably upgrade my infantry one more time, but I can do that over the course of the war. The war, I should be able to blitzkrieg them for at least the first couple months. My operational goals are that as fast as possible I start taking some of the resource basin of the USSR, and that should help out enormously in this war. Together we will crush the Bolsheviks. Yeah, that's awesome. Whenever a country joins the Axis in Hearts of Iron 3, you get a message like Italy has joined the Axis. Together we will crush the Bolsheviks. Okay, so a bunch of guys are going back north, so once they reach there, we'll do this. Saudi Arabia can join the Axis. There's no reason to bring Saudi Arabia into the Axis powers, because Saudi Arabia will just suck. It just opens up another large front that I can't defend. Oh, the Soviet Union just declared war on me, so that saves me the trouble of dealing with them. Okay, so the event Destiny triggers, so that means I get to I get a bunch of bonuses for the foreseeable future. So we're seeing how we're going to do against the Soviet Union. My main advantage is I have a lot better technology than they do. And I have a pretty large army, nowhere near as big as the Soviet army, but pretty big. And I seem to be winning on all fronts at the moment. Let's see, can I see what level the Soviet divisions are at? No, I can't at the moment, but I'd imagine their technology levels are abysmal. Why aren't they attacking along the southern front? I don't know. Oh, let's see here. Southern theater. Oh, defensive stance. Okay, switch to Blitzkrieg stance. I could trigger Case Anton and annex Vichy France, but I have no desire to do that. I'm just going to leave them neutral for the foreseeable future. Okay, so the war is going okay on the Eastern Front. We'll see how well this whole thing is going. Let's see. Actually have some rare materials. I wonder if I captured some Soviet rare materials. That would be kind of an interesting turn of events. Now, what I have been thinking about is starting a troll channel. So I was going to start a troll channel where I pretend to be like a member of the far left. So I was going to be like a Soviet communist. And I was going to be against homosexuality on the grounds that it is endorsed by white supremacism. And that homosexuality basically exists to take attention away from racial oppression and focus it on what is largely a white movement. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that actually whenever I have time. Defense. So I get defense now, so that gives me some extra manpower, which is good. Holy shit, I have a lot of manpower now. So the war on the Eastern Front at the moment looks like it's a complete just mess. So I'm going to have to do what I didn't really want to do and just start building additional divisions. So I will add in artillery and anti-tank, I guess. So those will take about 100 days each, but once that's done, that should solve some of my manpower shortages. Build some more cavalry and just, yeah. Let me see, how are the other fronts doing? I don't know, it looks like everything is pretty static at the moment, which I guess is okay. Make a series where you explore the esoteric reactionary themes in Mickey Mouse. I guess. I mean, Walt Disney was pretty conservative, to be honest. He was a personal friend of Ronald Reagan. Let's see here. Oh shit! Fuck. So the UK seems to have invaded in Western Europe. And I don't know where my divisions are. Like, where did they go? Where the fuck did they all go? They vanished. I had a whole bunch of divisions on the Western Front, and now they've just all disappeared pretty much overnight. What the fuck? Why is Vichy France at war with them? Okay. Where the fuck are they? Did they disband themselves? Oh, this is the worst. Am I gonna lose this war because of fucking bugged AI mechanics? It looks like I might. Like, where did they go? How many guys do I even have on the Western Front now? Second Theater. Yeah, they all vanished. What the? No, 80 divisions. Where'd the 80 divisions go? They're flanking you, fam. Yeah, I just don't know where they disappeared to. Did they all move down there? Like, where did they go? This is not good. This is not good at all. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna have to redeploy a bunch of units from the Eastern Front to deal with this bullshit. Which I really don't want to do, but it is what it is. Nothing I can do, but I digress. Okay, good. Sending about another 30 divisions west to deal with this. Hopefully I can contain this outbreak, at least to a certain extent. Okay. So Western Front, yeah, keep on Blitzkrieg stance. Yep, so the war with the Soviet Union has become a complete unmitigated debacle. Well, no, not unmitigated. I'm actually winning on the Caucasus front. So hopefully that'll cut off some of their oil supplies. Most of the Eastern Front, though, is getting completely bogged down. Okay. And I'll get rid of that. Hopefully I can keep pumping out infantry divisions in the foreseeable future. Okay, it looks like some of them are finally starting to arrive. Oh shit, they brought in tank divisions? Fuck. Okay, so here we go. We have another 22 divisions redeploying to the east. Sorry, to the west. No, they aren't in Italy. If they were in Italy, that would help. Italy's gonna die. What the fuck is Italy doing? This is what one has to endure. Okay, looks like I've at least destroying out a British division. Britain, I think, has unrealistically high manpower in this. Generally speaking, the British had very low numbers of... They didn't have a very large army in either World War. Argent, have you ever shot any guns? Once. I want to get into firearms, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Probably start off with getting some 22, maybe eventually a 9mm pistol. Gun ownership is very difficult in Canada. So it's stabilized among the Romanian front. But the war in the Caucasus is going good. It looks like I'm gradually sinking some British ships. Okay, here we go. Divisions are starting to show up. I'll be able to throw the Russians back out of my territory. So I'll switch from that to just attacking stance. I don't have the soldiers to go on a complete all-out offensive just yet. There, I'm just going to do that. Actually, fuck it. The lack of rare materials is pissing me off, so I'm going to cheat. And get some more. I don't know if I'm going to lose the war yet. I haven't really lost much territory. I'm largely containing the British breakout in Holland. America doesn't seem to see... America hasn't sent many guys in yet. But yeah, the AI really cheats in this game, even on lower difficulties. That's one of my issues with the Paradox games, is the AI always cheats particularly with regards to manpower. It's almost impossible to win wars of attrition, because if you try to win wars of attrition, then the AI will just give themselves more soldiers. So hopefully my navy will at least be strong enough to prevent them from landing more soldiers. Okay, good. So Britain's almost been thrown off in the northwest. So once the northwest front, you see what I did there, has been stabilized, I'll move to the south, move back to the eastern front, and try to deal with that. So we have more infantry divisions being built. I've managed to destroy the entire South African fleet. Then again, who is going to deal with the... Oh. What? The Soviet Union conquered Finland? God damn it, Finland. Have you tried to invade the mainland of the United States? I did in HOI3. The theater AI can't do it in this game. And they like tripled the number of provinces, and they made armies really small. So in Hearts of Iron 2 I have, and Hearts of Iron 3 I haven't. Actually, what I did in Hearts of Iron 2 is I landed in Brazil, and I just kind of moved north from there until I reached Central America. Okay, so Britain's largely been contained. They have a shit ton of soldiers in Holland. What the fuck? But yeah, I'm starting to push them back there. I still have a lot of reserve manpower, so I can keep pumping out divisions and sending them to the Eastern Front. Oh shit, the Soviet Union is now... Fuck. Starting to break through. Let's see here. I'm going to increase my production of divisions because I just need bodies. Doesn't matter how competent they are. Much like Hitler in his last days, I just need more. It doesn't really matter if they're well trained or they have adequate artillery cover or whatever. Just keep throwing more people at them. And I'm also getting fucked by shitty theater AI. But I don't really want to take manual command of my armies. Okay, so Blitzkrieg. Just keep going forward. Oh shit, America's starting to send people in at the same time. And Italy has completely fucked up the war, as they're wont to do. At least we've taken the Suez Canal. I mean, that's something to be grateful for, I guess. Okay, someone's asking for a re. Okay, there we go. You got your re. Ugh. Okay. I don't need more flotillas. I need more infantry. Just as many fucking soldiers as possible. I need to stabilize the Eastern Front by any means. The Caucasus campaign is going well, at least. Fuck, I don't need more undersea boating. I need more divisions. Where did the re-meme come from? It's the sound that frogs make when they're being boiled alive, so it's a reference to Pepe. The other thing about the re-meme is it's a noise autistic people do when they're like pissed off. Fuck, Poland's now a puppet of the Comintern. So I lost Poland, but that does mean that this front has been reduced substantially. So that's good. Yeah, so there's a lot less territory I have to manage. So, let's see. Oh, okay. Second theater. Why is... What the fuck? Bug theater mechanics. That should all be part of the southern front, not the northern front. That's probably why I'm having so much trouble. All my eastern front divisions fucking moved down to there. So Poland has basically fallen. Fortunately, I don't think they're at war with me yet. So that'll give me some... Oh no, they are at war with me now. Okay, so I'll set up a puppet government in Poland. So yeah, if I can retake Poland and continue west, this whole thing can still be salvaged. Okay, so they seem to be surviving there. Italy lost in North Africa, which they always do. Okay, so there we go. We have a whole bunch of... Okay, if I can hold out for a couple months, there'll be a whole lot more divisions available on the Eastern Front as they leave the Caucasus campaign and head back there. Looks like Hungary is going to leave the war because they're fucking... Okay, good. Some of my additional infantry divisions are starting to come online. Come on, guys. I need you to head there. Okay, it looks like the defense is finally starting to become successful. And the war on the Western Front just continues to go nowhere. Which is fine. I want it to go nowhere. I want it to be a boring, dumb war. Oh, shit. Fuck. I really don't want to have to deploy more troops to the Western Front. Okay. Fuck. Air launch torpedo. I might as well trigger case Anton. It should help the AI. Oh, there we go. Okay, the British lost all that territory. Okay, so if my troops can take that land back, then it should be able to do some serious damage to them. You fought 4 front wars. Yeah, that was kind of a mistake, but I wasn't expecting the Soviet Union to declare war when they did. And there was some fucking bug theater AI mechanics that got in the way as well, so... I might still be able to turn this around, but it's going to be tricky. The Caucasus front is going okay. I'm succeeding in driving deep into the Soviet Union. The theater AI in the fucking West has completely fucked up. So I'm losing over there. I have a bunch more infantry divisions that'll come online relatively soon. Yeah, I mean, part of this is poor strategic planning, but the theater AI is fucking atrocious in this game. So, like, look at all these fucking divisions that are back there not doing anything. Look at them. They just all are fucking running around with their hands off. With their heads off. Just keep sending divisions to the Western Front. The Eastern Front's somewhat stabilized. The Western Front is a fucking disaster zone. Okay, fuck this. I'm gonna cheat. Fuck this bullshit. Fuck cheating AI. Fuck my shitty AI that doesn't work. I'm fucking cheating on the Western Front. It's not fair or realistic for the UK to have that many soldiers. The UK should not be able to outnumber Germany in World War II. It just shouldn't. Yeah, because I've lost wars in HOI3 before because of it. So fuck it. I'm cheating. Like, problem with HOI2, and you may be wondering, Argent, if HOI2 is better, why aren't you just streaming that? The issue with why I'm not streaming Hearts of Iron 2 is because you can't stream it. You can't run it in windowed mode, and not running games in windowed mode is just complete shit. They crash really quickly. Why won't it load? Compression error? What the fuck is compression error? And it crashes. Of course it fucking crashes. Fucking crash bugs. Yeah, this whole game was a fucking bug. No, it's fucking bugged. It's bugged. What's it called? Uh, it's not bugged HOI mechanic. It's yeah, it's just bugged. Okay, fuck this. The thing is, it probably is not gonna matter that I'm doing this. I'm still gonna lose the war, even after deleting the entire British army. Because that's how fucking bad the theater AI is in this game. And once again, I could just take control of it by myself, but the fronts are just too big to deal with in this game. Because once again, they like quadrupled the number of provinces, And because in the old game you used to have like 10 units in a 10 divisions in an army, and now it's like 4 brigades per division. So I guess they increased the number of soldiers by like a massive number. So watch how bad the AI is. I'm still gonna lose in the Western Front even with cheating. Okay, I'll have a lot more troops to deploy to the Western Front soon. Okay. There we go. The funniest thing you can do in Victoria 2 is you can um, form Babylon as Iraq, and you can build the Tower of Babel, which is pretty cool. If someone recognized my voice, I'd probably be fucked, to be perfectly honest, but I kind of doubt that that would happen. Like, see, the theater AI is so bad. Even after deleting all of the UK units, they still can't do this. They still can't win on the Western Front. Even when they're not facing any opposition, they still lose. Oh my god. Look at this. Fuck. Okay, another infantry division. Look, I'm outnumbering them, and they can't do it. They can't take territory. Look at this. Look at this. I outnumber them like 5-1, and they just withdraw. So I think what happens is the AI the theater AI tries to maintain a certain number of soldiers along the entire front. So what winds up happening is it just keeps redeploying units endlessly, and it gets stuck in an AI loop. So I did a Hearts of Iron, another Hearts of Iron playthrough as Germany, and the exact same thing happened. Okay, here we go. It seems like they're finally starting to push back on the Western Front. So once that's finished, I can start focusing more on Russia. It's bad on the West Eastern Front, but it's still not a complete disaster. Argent, how has the ad apocalypse affected your channel? I haven't had much demonetized, to be perfectly honest. I've lost a lot of ad revenue, which is why I actually opened a Patreon, despite not really liking Patreon. Was just because I make very little money on ads now compared to how much I used to make. The revenue is gradually recovering, though. Okay, good. Okay, so the situation stabilized there. Okay. On the west eastern front, things are still not looking good, but oh, here we go. All right, I managed to break through over there. I don't know how the fuck that happened. I guess they amphibiously landed. So, okay, so things are going that bad. The Caucasus front continues to go well. The Balkan front is a fucking disaster zone. But the Eastern front is actually starting to recover, and the Western front is more or less completely recovered at this point in time. So yeah, things aren't actually too bad. If I could deal with one of them, like if I could push the Americans off over there, then that would be very. Why the fuck is that there? OB West. I don't want that to be OB West. I want that to be whatever the fuck that's called. Etruscan? I don't know. Okay, so the tide is finally starting to turn in my favor as time goes on. Russia will not surrender for a long time, but the west coast has largely been retaken. And I'm gradually start getting parity with Russia in terms of the number of divisions I have. Oh fuck! I'm almost out of manpower. That's not good. Yeah, the British will pump up another army. That is certainly true. It's not a huge deal though if they pump out another army, just because I have a lot of. I just have to stabilize the front, and that'll take care of a lot of that problem. Now the big question is, once this front has been resolved, do I deploy units back to the east? Which is not a terrible idea, but not a good idea either. Okay, there we go. We have a bunch more infantry divisions becoming available now. See, it's hard to tell how things are going on the Eastern Front because I am starting to push the Soviets back, but I'm also having a lot of trouble just dealing with just some of the other stuff, mainly in the Balkans. If I could get the Balkan front stabilized, that would help out a lot. Okay, there we go. And I should probably stop building infantry now. If I'm going to build more units at this point, I should start shifting back to building brigades. Okay, someone brings up the skeptic. What is the skeptic community? I have no idea what that means. People often bring up the skeptic community because the skeptic community used to refer to new atheism back in the day. But I don't know what it means now, if it means like people who are skeptical of liberalism or what, but yeah. Skeptic community equals Sargon and friends. Probably not then. The Caucasus front is kind of just a sideshow. It's only 60 divisions, which is like 5% of my army at this point in time. It's not a huge deal. It evolved from Young Earth creationist debunkings. Yeah, once... Okay, there we go. So Poland has fallen. So that was pretty much the main thing I needed to do. So Poland is now a neutral country. So I'm just going to leave Poland as a neutral country. And that'll dramatically shorten my front. So I can redeploy a lot of divisions to the Balkans now. Let's see, second front. You know what I should do? I should separate this into a new theater. That was dumb of me for not doing that earlier, but it is what it is. New army group, new theater. Okay, there we go. That's good. And we have a little pocket there. Second theater. Yeah, that should all be second theater. Okay, so there's a bunch of trapped Soviet armies in Poland that I can wipe out. And that should help stabilize the whole situation. On the Western Front, things seem to basically be bogged down, which is fine. The whole goal now is to focus on the Soviets. The Caucasus Front is just not really going anywhere, which is it's just fine. So let's see, where are all these guys heading? Okay, so they're just there. Okay, once that new round of artillery is done, we should be good to go. I'm gonna actually cheat for manpower because the AI cheats for it, so I'm gonna cheat for it too. Oh wow, that's a huge Soviet army that's dropped in a pocket there. I can destroy that, then that would really help out. See, how many divisions is that? That's a ton. Yeah, I'm not going to bring Poland into the war. Fuck that. Just keep spamming people here. So the Japanese succeeded in taking Pearl Harbor. That's interesting. Okay, so we've managed to destroy an entire, I think like 2 Soviet field armies in Poland, which were completely cut off when Poland switched sides. The Soviets should be out of supplies at this point in time because they're literally trapped in a pocket in the middle of nowhere. Fortunately, Romania and Hungary haven't surrendered yet. I'm going to cheat for some more manpower. The question is, should I invade? Should I bring Poland into the war yet? I might do that after this pocket has been resolved because that'll free up a lot of divisions that are basically just holding, that are just here largely to just prevent the Soviets from breaking out. Oh wow, Japan conquered Australia. Okay, maybe this war's not going as bad as I think. Things are bad on the Western Front, but not unsalvageable. On the Eastern Front, things just kind of continue to go mediocre. Okay, fuck it. Everybody just attack. Wipe out the Soviet pocket. Just keep attacking until they've been wiped out. Maybe you should look at India. Yeah, let's see what's happening in India. No, the Japanese didn't opt to go for India, so, yeah. Yep, Japan defeated Australia and New Zealand. Good job, Japan. It doesn't really help me much out in Europe, but oh well. Okay, so let's see. I don't need a nuclear reactor. Let's see. OB West, OB Heroes, and Second Theater. Just build whatever the is requested. I always use a lot of cheats in Paradox games. I'm not like super good at them. And I think you have to use cheats when you play Paradox games in a lot of cases, just because a lot of bullshit happens. The AI cheats. They won't accept a lot of other stuff like that. Now the question is to bring Poland into the war or not. Bring Poland into the war isn't a bad idea. It'll make the front larger, but I'll also be able to launch a huge offensive. Okay, well, I might as well try. So there we go. Okay, everybody, just attack. Fucking attack. This whole front is now open. Oh, it's in defensive stance. When the fuck did it change to defensive stance? Like, when did that happen? What the fuck? So the AI just changed the stance they were in by itself? And that never went on AI control? Fuck, no wonder things are going so poorly on this front. Oh. Okay, so things should start working better now, because fucking the AI turned itself off. Ugh. Let's see, how many divisions am I up to now? 900. Yeah, another problem with Hearts of Iron 3 is the AI won't help you. So, like, they have another just bunch of divisions here which will not do any. They refuse to do anything. They just won't advance. And you have a ton of people here, and they won't advance either. And I outnumber them on the Western Front, and they won't advance there either. So, like, fuck it. I might just rage quit. Because I'm sick of the theater AI sucking. So, anyways, there's not really much I can do at this point. Because the theater AI refuses to launch attacks. Even when I outnumber the enemy. I guess I can just let it run for a couple months and see if that changes anything. And just not pause for a while, but yeah. What the fuck? It switched itself back to defensive stance? Why? Why does it keep changing itself? That's partially why I lose. I guess I have to check it I have to babysit it so it doesn't readjust itself every couple months. Look at this. This stack won't attack. Am I going to have to fucking manually command this entire thing? Japan doesn't seem to be doing much on the Eastern Front. It'd be nice if they could tie up a couple more Soviet divisions, but I don't know. That just looks like that's not happening. They won't launch offensives in Prussia. The AI refuses to launch offensives in the Balkans. They just won't do it. They just can't. So anyways, I'm going to rage quit. So I hope you enjoyed that, although I don't see how you could. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Happy Canada Day.